So I have put the steps here. If you are in the Mac, you will use this line. If you're on the Windows, you will use this line. So first thing you need to install the Firebase tools. So what we will do, I will say npm install -g Firebase tools. I will give you in the chat. If your Windows you don't need sudo, directly you run this command and we'll see how it goes. So then we will be hosting our website on the Firebase, and we don't need to worry about the traffic. It is supported by Google, so we have lot of good resources for hosting. If I put it on my hosting, that is $1 or $3 per month, then when if user is increased to 10, 20, it will go down because it is a shared hosting and it will not work properly. So if you want to really use a good server, then you need to install this one, and you try this same thing in your computer till it install in my computer. You can run the same command, and let's see. I think it has stuck in my one. So by the time it completes, you should also run this command. It's stuck.
JavaScript is traditionally what do you call it, a client-side programming, and then you got Node, which is kind of the server side of that, and then you have Firebase, which is out, and you're going to access it via API. Are there any security concerns or issues with transferring data?
Yeah, Firebase has a lot of security rules, so it is very safe and secure. But you need to put those rules on the database, and once you put that rules, it is secured.
Okay.
So we will put that rules also in the future, but right now we will build without any rules to make it work, and then we will put security on top of it. And Firebase provide a lot of things. They have hosting, they have database, authentication. So a lot of my work gets very easy if I use Firebase. Getting stuck. I don't know why. Have you started this command?
Yes.
Yes, I'm installing.
Okay. I run it on Mac. It works very fine. In 2 minutes, it got installed. Here, it's not working good. Let me install. I don't know. Firebase not working good.
One thought, Manny, for maybe future is at the end of the, like, say, last night's class, you give us installing this as homework, and then we do it on our off time, and then we'll get back on the call. We don't have to wait.
This one?
Yeah, like during these installs, like
Yeah,
we just do it before class, and then that way we can spend more time on coding.
Okay. So let's do this one. You install this. Maybe we can start working now, and this we can take tomorrow. Maybe we can do that one.
I mean, no worries. I was just a thought.
Yeah, right. Next time I'll do that. Make sure that you install.
I'm 8%.
Okay. So we'll do the login part a little bit more today after we install this one. Okay, it's done. So first step is done. Is it done for you?
No, mine's
No.
always really slow.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay, so many things it install. So let's go to the Firebase and we'll see. By the time it install in your computer, let's see. I'll go to console. So it has lot more features. I haven't used all the features of this Firebase. I'm just, I have used only authentication and database, and I have used hosting sometimes, but it has lot other features which I haven't used it. But we will try to use as many as we can. So now we have to go to hosting. Okay. So now since I have already done the hosting steps, so it's showing like this. Otherwise for you it will show something get started, and you have to click the get started and you have to finish all the steps. Let's see. Is it done now? No?
No.
Mine is finished.
Okay, we'll wait for Tony. By the time I'll show you what to do. So yes, in the morning I try to do this, and yeah, I will continue. Just I'm showing you in the morning I tried to do this, and I was able to put our code on this Firebase. So this is the URL which I got from the Firebase, and we can test it our conditions, whatever we want. Okay, so let's go further now. Maybe you note down the steps. So after you are done with this first step, second step is Firebase login. So I will make sure I am in the particular folder, that is food donation, and I will paste the Firebase login. This Firebase login will be only one time, and next time it will not ask. It's only one time process. So I will say yes if it asks, and it will ask me to log in. So I have to log in with my account which I want to use. So I will use this one, and then I will say allow. So now I am logged in so I am logged in as practical web development 74 at gmail.com. So if I do again Firebase login, it will say you are already logged in as a practical web development at gmail.com. So let me know once you are done with this login step. I will give you in the chat if you don't have it. And you have to authenticate using Gmail, and try to use same account which you use while creating this Firebase file. So when you created this Firebase file, you have to use same login which you used while using this Firebase app. Let me know when it's done, Firebase login.
My store page have some problem. Store.
Which page? Which page is you are having problem?
Fail to compile.
Okay, don't worry about this one first. First, let's go there. Have you installed this Firebase?
Yeah.
You have to
Firebase
say yes.
login.
Why? You have to say why. You have to authenticate in the Google.
Oh.
Okay, now go to the
Login
command line.
successful.
Yeah, go to command line. Yeah, so let's first logged in as this one is correct. So let's finish this process and then we'll see what is problem with your.
Yes. So far I'm okay with this part. Right.
Okay. So just run npm start. Let me see what is the problem you're getting. Okay, go to your myreducer.js file. Okay, first let me see here. 1 second. Combine reducers, bracket, and I say myreducer. This is fine. Yeah, why there is a combined reducer again? It should not be this one. This from line number 13 to line number 19, it's unnecessary code. Delete that one. Yeah. Delete this part. Yeah, save it now. By mistake, it has came. Just go to the page now. It will refresh automatically. Yeah, so it's coming there. Now go to your command line and do the Control C. Because we need to finish the Firebase part and then we will come back again. Yeah, Control C. Yeah, why? Okay, now you can see my screen. Tony, is it done?
Yeah.
Which one is done? Firebase login is done?
Yes.
I can see.
Okay. So after Firebase login, you have to say Firebase init. I will give in the chat. And make sure you are in the food donation, your food donation part. Maybe learn your folder, food donation. You should be in the same folder, that folder. So I will say Firebase init. And once I say Firebase init, it will ask the directory, are you ready to proceed? I will say yes. And then it will ask me what functions I need to use. Do I need to use database? Do I need to use Firestore function, hosting, and storage? Right now, I want to use database. I will press a space and you will see there is a star mark coming here. Then I will move the keyboard down, down, down hosting. I will press the space and you will see star is coming here. So right now I need only database and hosting and then I will press enter. So now it will ask, I have many projects in the Firebase. It will ask me which project I want to use. So I want to use the first one, that is project 100. You may be having different projects, so you have to select the project which you want to use. Now it's asking, okay, before this, you have to do Control C. I missed one step and then we will run this step. So just do Control C. So before this step, So before we go with this step, we need to run the npm run build. First, we have to run this step, and then we will go to the Firebase init. So just run npm run build in your put donation, npm run build, and then we will go to the init one. So once I say npm run build, it will create a build folder which we can put in the production website. So right now we have the source folder which is only for development. When we run the npm run build, it will create a build folder which we can use for the production website. So all the build folders should go to the production website, and we will use that build folder. That build folder is the ultimate part which we use for our website. We don't touch the build folder. It's only for development. So we only touch the source folder, and later on when we run npm run build, it automatically builds it in this folder. So once I run this npm run build, you will see I got one folder called as build folder, and it has all the files which I need to use in my website. And this is the index file on the build folder, which is very trimmed version of the JavaScript HTML, and it saves the space and the load on the server. So this is the build folder is very important, and this build folder is something which we have to put on the production. So now after run this npm run build and let me know once it's done.
My build is done.
Done, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay, so after build is done, we have to run Firebase space init. Once I run Firebase init, it will ask me, are you ready to proceed? I will say yes. And I will put the space bar for the database, and for the hosting, I will press the space bar and I will press enter. And then I'll select the project which I want to use. I will use the one of the project. And it will ask me which is the database file. I will say default. I will just press enter. And now it is asking me which is your public folder. Right now, if you see, we have the public folder, but this public folder is not for production. We have the build folder for the production. And since we are putting in the production, so instead of the public, we will put the build. So I will type build, because I want build folder to go as a production, not the public folder. So I will just type the build. And then it's asking me to rewrite index.html file. I will say no. Because I have already index.html file. I don't want it to be overwritten by Firebase. So I will say no. So now wrote build 404 file build index already action, overwrite it. I will say no. Okay. This rewrite one, I want it yes. So by mistake, I put it no. Let me run it again. I will run Firebase init. I will say yes. I will say database yes and hosting yes. Then I will choose the folder again, and database rules will be the same. I will say enter. And here I will give my public directory, that will be the build, and configure single page app. It's saying single page app. Since we are building single page app, we have to say yes here. And now it's asking overwrite index.html. Then I will say no, because I don't want it overwrite index.html. And once it say no, it's saying initialization complete. Now I'll go to each of your computer and I will run all the steps to make sure you are in the correct path. So now go to your command line, run the Firebase init, Firebase space init. Yes. Okay, say yes. Now space bar, press the space bar. Now go move down with your keyboard. Yeah, hosting space. Now press enter. Okay, choose your project which you want to use.
Food donation.
Yeah, anyone.
Enter.
Whatever you have used in your configuration. You have used food donation in the configuration?
Yeah.
Okay, say enter. Now enter. We will use default file. Enter. Wait. Now here type the build, BUILD, LD, right? Enter. Wait, single page app should be yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now
No.
index.html, no, right? Yeah, it's done. Let me go to Tony and I'll see.
Don't bother coming.
Pardon?
I said don't bother coming to me. I haven't been able to keep up because of my thing's still installing. It's ridiculous.
Okay, so you will watch video and complete it?
Yes.
Okay, so just watch it, and then if you feel problem, then you can ask me tomorrow or by email. So now after we are done with Firebase init, let's go to Firebase deploy. So I'll say Firebase deploy. Kate, you can run Firebase deploy.
Yes.
So once I run Firebase deploy, I get this hosting URL. Right now they give the custom domain, whatever they have, but we can put any domain we want. Right now they give this temporary domain, but later on we can have one domain and we can use that.
I got a domain.
Yeah, right now don't use that one. Right now we will use this temporary domain. And I will put it in the URL. And you will see my React app is there with all the Google login. I can log in with the Google. Whatever we were able to do yesterday, we are able to do here. If I go to the console.log, I will be able to see all the information. Just test it on your one before we move further. So this server is very good server. When we will build our final website, we will put it here in this Firebase. Rather than my putting in my hosting, which is little slow, I will put it here. But I will not put food donation here. I have a very big project coming, city website. I will use hosting for that. For food donation, I will use my server only because I can host only one domain in the Firebase. Okay.
Okay. Let me testing. I cannot copy the URL. I have to type.
You may have your in this one. If you go your Firebase, if you go to your Firebase, you will be able to see it. Just click it here. So go to your Firebase console panel, and then if you click hosting, you will be able to see this.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So now let's not worry about this production one. You know how to do the production one, and we will do once we are done with the project code. We will move that one. Now let's move to the code. Let's go ahead with the code, and I will run the npm start again. I will run npm start. Now what I will do, since I'm not using Facebook login, Twitter login, GitHub login for now I will delete all these three because it's unnecessary to use it. But when in the later days when we build it, I will just add it again. So right now what I will do, I will go to my nav.js and I will delete Facebook login, Twitter login, GitHub login. I will keep only Google login and sign out. You also do the same thing.
Yes, got
Okay, I will remove this console.log. I don't need this console.log for now. I'll just remove it. I don't want unnecessary console.log. And you can also remove this console.log on this page. Now, when I'm not logged in, I want to see this Google login. But when I'm logged in, I don't want to see this Google login. I want to see only this sign out. And maybe I want to see my name on it. So I will do that change now. So before using that change, before doing that change, I told you yesterday that since we are saving it in the Redux, we can use that variable in all the pages, all the components. So since I have, since I have this MyReducer, I should be able to use this MyReducer in all the components. So right now we will see how to use this MyReducer in this file, in the nav.js. Now you tell me, here I have sign out. That means I should know I am logged in. If I'm logged in, then only I will hide this part and I will not hide this part. So how will I know that if I am logged in? I have this MyReducer. How will I know that I am logged in or not?
You have some data in your reducer. That means you logged in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, gonna be new.
Okay. So the thing is that display name is null if I'm not logged in, and email is also null if I'm not logged in, or UID is also null if I'm not logged in. So that is the criteria which I will use to see if I'm logged in or not. Okay. Now, before going further, have you understood clearly how I build the reducer? Though you need little practice to learn it more or remember it more, but have you understood how I created this MyReducer? Have you understood it?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you understood how I created the action? Yesterday I created action. It's just return off something value.
Yeah.
Have you understood clearly action?
Yes.
One reducer, one action.
Right. One reducer, one action. We will do more action and reducer so that you will get a habit of learning these two files. So right now, you remember both the things. Now we have MyReducer. We have this data which is in the Redux part. This is the Redux part. I want to use this data inside my React, that is inside the navigation. Because here I have to check if user is logged in, show this. And if the user is not logged in, then show that. That means I should have this information in this component. So how to get the information from the reducer to this component? So that is the task which I will do now. I will not hide and display this today. I will do that tomorrow. But today I will only do how to connect or how to use this MyReducer inside this navigation. Since I want to connect Redux with React, I will import one statement that is called in the nav.js. I will import one statement. It's called import connect from React-Redux. This statement will connect React to the Redux part, and MyReducer is the Redux part. So I want this MyReducer information inside my component. So to get this information, I will use connect. This is the connect. So just put the connect statement at the top of your nav.js. I gave you in the chat.
Done.
Tony, done? Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Now I will create two functions. How many? Two functions. I will say constant map state to props is equal to arrow function. I will create another function called as map dispatch to props equal to arrow function. So whenever I want to use reducer, I need to create these two functions. Right now, I will talk only about this top function. Tomorrow, I will talk about this bottom function. And then what I will do, I will use here, I will delete this nav part and I will say connect. This connect is nothing but which I imported here, this connect. And then I will say this function, the first function, and I will close the round bracket. I will not use this function now today. I will use it tomorrow. So let's delete this function now. I am using only this first function. I am putting it here in the connect. And after the round bracket is closed, I will put the nav again here. So I remove the nav. Instead of nav, I am putting it here. So this is a function which I put in the nav, and then I created the export. I changed the export to this format. When we will do many of such things, you will remember easily. Right now, it's little, just you have to see how we are doing it. You don't have to remember now. Add these two lines, then we will change this function and we will put something inside this function.
Done.
Okay. Okay. Now I will get some state here. This state is provided by Redux. I get the state, and then here what I will do, I will use this state in the following way. If I remember that this MyReducer is saved in the store, MyReducer is stored in the state, and this state is stored in the store. So if I want to use this MyReducer, I can call it as state.myReducer. So whatever we have in the reducer, it is saved in the variable called as state.myReducer. So if I want to recollect, if I want to get all this data, I can use this variable state.myReducer and I can get all the data which we have in the state. So what I will do here, I will say return. I will give some key. Maybe I can say x colon state.myReducer. Instead of x, I can give y. I can give ABC. Anything. This is my key. K. What I am saying, K is equal to state.myReducer. To keep the naming convention clear, I will keep it also MyReducer. But later on, I can change it to whatever I want. Maybe here it is capital M. I will make this as small m to know the difference between this and this. So if it is coming, I will know that this is this part. And if it is capital M, we can know that this is this part. So just I will use small m reducer. I will give you this function and just you replace this function with this part. Let's say if I have many reducers tomorrow, I will make a comma separated, maybe reducer 2, get dot reducer 2. Right now we don't have these two. I'm just showing you how we can put multiple reducers when we have many reducers. Like this, we can add multiple reducers. Right now we have only one, so I will add only one. So just create this one and then I will show you how we are using it. Okay, done.
I'm done.
Okay. Now I have some unnecessary console.log which will confuse me while I will show you the advantage of this part or how it is working. So I will go to index.js and I will try to remove all my console.log. I don't need that one because it will unnecessarily create a burden of showing you unnecessary stuff. So go to your index.js and delete all the console.log.
All the console log.
Right, in from the index.js. From index.js file, just delete all the console.log lines so that we should not see unnecessary console.log.
Yes, that.
Okay. Tony, done?
Yes.
Okay, now I put this part here and I can see my reducer. Now how to use this my reducer, that is the small letter m. This is a small letter m. Okay, how to use this my reducer in this component? We have this function outside this component. Now to use this my reducer, I will go to the render and I will do some console.log and I will do I am in nav.js and I will do this dot props and see what props is coming in this file. So in the nav.js in the render function, I will just see what is the this dot props is having. So let's see the what is this dot props has in this file. Refresh it. So it's saying I am in the nav.js and I will see in the props, I can see the my reducer and my reducer has all the information which we need, which we saved in the my reducer. So to get the my reducer, to get this my reducer, I can use in the component like this format, this.props.myReducer. So when I say this.props.myReducer, it is nothing but all the information which we save in the myReducer. So I will change this text to myReducer colon, and I will show you what is coming now. So if you see, myReducer is having all the information which we saved in the reducer. So whenever we want to use this reducer in the component, I can use this way, this.props.myReducer. It does not come as a state in the component. In the component, it changes to the props. Though it is coming in the state in this function, but when I want to use this in the component, I have to use it like this.props.myReducer. And if I say this.props.myReducer.email, it will show my email.
So is there any other things in the props? Because before you didn't adding the small letter myReducer. It also shows of the data as it showed myReducer, and
it has a lot of data will come in this .props. So one of the data will be the myReducer.
Oh,
it will have, yeah, it will have other data also which we will use it in future. But right now you have to remember only the myReducer part. Right now, see, dispatch is there. We are not using now, but we will be having many more data also in the future.
Okay.
So right now you have to consider only about your reducer part. Don't worry about the other data. So now I will be able to easily say that if the user is logged in or not, because I will get all the information of the user in the format of myReducer. This.props.myReducer. So this is the thing. I can get all the information about the user. So I can tell everything about the user, whether the user is logged in or not logged in or whatever it is we can say. Now, this is the part which we did today. You have to revise this part. What we did, I will refresh it. I put the connect statement in the top. I created a function. It has the value of the state, and it gets the reducer which I created it. If I have multiple reducer, I will get all the reducer here. Right now I have only one reducer, so I'm getting only one reducer. I am saving this reducer information in a variable called as myReducer. I'm keeping this m small to make a difference between these two. Then I change this export statement from nav to connect and this function name which I created it, and then I put the nav. And once I am done with this part, I can use the reducer in the component using this method, this.props.myReducer. Now tomorrow, what I will do, I will show you one more function which we can use it, and I will also show you how to display this part when user is not logged in, and how to display this part when user is logged in. Okay, is that clear? So you
yes.
try to remember only these things: 1, 2, 3, and this is the fourth. 4 things you have to understand how things are going to use the reducer in the React. So we are using reducer in the React part. Is that clear?
Yes.